I doubt very much it's an inside job. Here is the reason why I'm saying that. If it is an inside job, because we all know these people, because like when you are doing that, especially if you are going to pay something like that, like $1,000 for such an act, you better be sure of what exactly you want to achieve there. The goals have to be clear. Because if, for example, someone in the triple C is paying for those people, like he's paying for all those people so that they can be double candidates, we know very sure that like in Mount Pleasant, no one in the triple C right now is going to beat FAZ in Mount Pleasant. No one can do that. Only a person from ZAMPF can beat FAZ if triple C filled 2 candidates there, which means it's the CC vote that will be divided. The same in all other, some constituencies they've got actually 3. So the people that were on that party list, they are going to win in those constituencies. They are going to win in those constituencies. In fact, they are going to get more votes than any other person in the triple C in the respective constituencies. But the question is, will it be enough to win the seat? In fact, will it be enough to beat ZANU-PF? So the goal here now, the goals of this act now, don't attack to access. For me, the reason why I'm saying it's FAZ, and the reasons why they have invested so much money in this process is because they know their goal is clear. They want to win the city. So if you want to win the city, what you do? Try and divide in fact, the biggest opponent's votes, so that you can get yourself more votes. I don't know if I'm sorry. Someone is
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Is there someone who's all right? So this
sorry.
is
Sorry about that.
all right. So this is exactly my thinking, because for me it doesn't make sense for someone in the triple C to pay so much money, and their goal being what exactly? Their goal being what? Which means maybe we will say someone in the party is working for ZANU-PF, because all this is going to benefit ZANU-PF. Let's be clear on this one. Maybe someone in the party is working with ZANU-PF so that he can destroy the party from within. This is what we are saying. Either way, I am saying this is all an act of either ZANU-PF itself or FAZ. This is my take on this whole issue. I don't know if yeah.
Oliver, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So from what you're saying in this whole process, you're kind of blaming it all on FAZ and the possibility that they've infiltrated Triple C. Is there not a point where you can also shed a bit of blame on possibly the Triple C's way of handling this matter? Because Kanamakuti, you're just blaming FAZ and not actually as a political party taking responsibility, Kuti. Maybe we may have erred up, and maybe we didn't check things right here, and all blame is then attributed to FAZ. Is that really logical? Is that fair? Is that a fair assessment?
All right, I hear you, my sister, what you are saying. But if you listen to FAZ Zema's press conference yesterday, you can actually give it to them that probably they are going to win this case anyway, because they had remedies for that. They had remedies to cure the issue of double candidates. They had remedies. She was talking of a logo that has to be. In fact, there is a clear difference between the the logo that is being used by the guys that became like the guys that became the what you call, we cannot say they are to blame for now, because some of them, they are saying they didn't know anything about it, like Freddie here we are talking about. So the thing is, if the party had put all those remedies in place and they had safeguarded them in a way, you put it, even if they go to court, probably they are going to win this case. So how can we blame the party if they had put in place all those, in fact, all those measures to try and make sure they won't be double candidates? I don't think Triple C is to be blamed on this one, because I believe, in fact, I believe they will win this case even in court. I believe so. I believe, from what Father Emire was saying. I don't know if you watched that that presser, Bostalan. I don't know if you did watch it, because for me, in fact, she was very clear on on the practices that were done by Triple C to try and make sure they won't be double counted, and the malpractices that the perpetrators of this act did. And there is a clear distinction there. So when there is a clear distinction like that, because it's one thing to just talk something, but when there is a clear distinction of that this person filed to Triple C, but this is not a Triple C candidate because of this and this and this. I think that's they did I think they did a job, a great job. If it is true the way she was saying it, then they did a very, very good job.
Okay, I hear you, my brother. There's something I wanted to ask, but let's allow others also. I'll ask you the question and then please stay on so that you can respond to me.
All right,
Basically,
thank you so much.
my question, Oliver, has to do with the signatures. And it, yes, zvikunzima forgery. Ku nominations court akushandiswa ma-ID here, kuti like passport or national ID to verify whoever it is that is bringing something across, or whether the candidates are the ones who've brought it themselves. Is there not a sort of verification sort of process? If you could respond that, let me just go to the other speakers, but I'll come back to you, Oliver. If you could answer me there, please. Right, let's see. We've got Mr. Is it Nems? Sorry, I hope I've said it right. Please come through, and then we'll have Iso, and then Padari. Mr. Nems, I hope I've said your name correctly.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, currently I want to hear contributions, so you can switch to the next person.
Oh, okay, no problem. You come after, no problem. Right, Iso, come
Okay.
through, my brother.
It's okay.
Hi, Salani. Hi.
Long time. Welcome back.
Yes, sometimes you have to detoxify, or in Padari's terms, you could say it's called, the China Padari in military terms, it's debriefing.
Debrief, decompression.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were decompressing. Okay, welcome back. Go ahead.
Sometimes it's not good to rambe wakangoti sika because no pedzira musoro wako side right. We are in a very difficult situation as Zimbabweans, both ZANU-PF and any other person in our opposition. Some people could try to pretend that things are okay, but they are not. And as we must all know by now, nobody's talking about Dagi and and the MDC, because everyone knows that there is no game there. This is why the CCC has to be blamed. And in Kwandiri, I'm happy because it shows that everyone knows where the game is. This is why CCC can wait out. One thing did wrong. Everybody, including those over the other side, will come and say, "Anti Mavon, anti Mavon, the reason is that everyone knows that this is the party that can make things happen. So everyone wants them to do well. I do not have facts of what has happened, but I logically wouldn't think that the CCC would actually field double candidates, purposely. I don't think that's happened by purpose. I think that's happened because somebody's tried to play some tricks. I would be surprised to see any other person go into field as a ZANU-PF person outside of ZANU-PF. I would love to see a situation like that and see how it progresses. But I think because the CCC is a new party and out of government and they've no power, if somebody wanted to play tricks, they could actually play tricks and nothing will happen, even if you report it to the police. And we know this. And I believe that the system is still trying to interfere with whatever happens at Triple C. I'm not saying this because in this case, in the evidence, no. I know ZANU-PF from, I started politics 28 years ago, in 1995, so to speak. Opposing ZANU-PF, we were msanning Dome, Chinda Kunana Mbari Kwesikwe, Chimainzana, kwasina social media. We actually throw stones and fight in the street and not be like Adolf Rukwapapa, Twitter. No, we actually fought physical fights. It was small, but that's when we started. So it predates the MDC. And for anybody to tell me today, you cannot tell me anything about ZANU-PF today and say, oh, ZANU-PF yazota Mnangagwa acid. I was standing there varisa in those days. Passing Makame and it. Saka, this fight is dating a long time back. That you will never see me waver from fighting against ZANU-PF. Right now, my fight has nothing to do with anything else but ZANU-PF. They have to go. We have given them enough chances to mess up, and they have messed up big time. And you cannot expect anything coming from ZANU-PF in this election. Yes, they could win by rigging, by intimidating, by killing, by threatening people, and take the reins again and sink our country deeper into trouble, decimating our resources, giving them away to Chinese people, to foreigners. So the CCC having all these problems, I believe it's coming from the government. I do not have evidence for that, but I so much believe so. Izosvi Job ari kuora ari mujeri simply because they don't want him to be in parliament. And nobody can defend that, honestly. This is a man who has never been found guilty of anything. But akatoita gore rese ari mumujeri. Vana mako akatozotiza kuZimbabwe musi uya we saw him being intimidated achitoda kudzvanywa zvekutoendwa naye. So if Mako was weak on the day, there could be tingadai tiri kutaura iri nyaya chete ngoti Mako akatorwa, and that was that. Because vangu vatomuaima kuti uyu tiri kumuuraya. Just like what happened to Itai Dzamara and people like Tondera Indira. You could talk about tichaona Chiminya and Talent Mabika way back in 2000, 2002 there. You could talk of people like Pisco Magaro. There's nothing to really defend this this beast about. The ZANU-PF. There's nothing to defend and there's nothing to stand for. It's a monster that is coming to the end of its life. And unfortunately, the end of ZANU-PF will come because the people of Zimbabwe will be fed up. That is how ZANU-PF is going to go, and it will go. Mark my words, ZANU-PF will go. I think what my but otherwise ZANU-PF is going. Apana two ways. Let them rig, and this will be the final time. Mnangagwa is on his way to his grave. So we cannot follow a man that's going down in the grave. What do you expect to get from that? From the grave? Mune 30 chakuti yesu mune 40 something. Isoti amadhara atichatukwanita kutonzi chembere dzinode empower. Atichapinda zvedu, but we are fighting for our kids, for their kids, for their kids' kids. So ngatienderere mberi, but otherwise the enemy is at work and haazorore zvekumhanya.
I hear you. So, the question I asked Oliver earlier, which was, so are you saying, Kuti, there is no way the processes or within Triple C can err? Because I find it very hard to believe that a political organization or political party, I mean, this is politics we're talking about, and no one's perfect. So, in your closing sort of statement, Iso, do you think, Kuti, pane blame to be shared all around, or you're just gonna say Kuti FAZ is responsible in ZANU-PF? Chet.
I could not, for the processes we have been told are going on, I cannot see how a mistake can happen. Salani, if they say two people approving, how does it happen that then there's another person as opinda? Honestly, I cannot see it being the party. I can't. There is ZANU-PF one or two. I thought, maybe it's a common mistake. I've not seen it in ZANU-PF. Are we saying ZANU-PF is so perfect that doesn't happen? Inongoitika opposition chete. Isichiziva kuti opposition yakadzanywa magaro zvese nemberi uko haisi kukwanisa. They can't even breathe. Kutoita musangano chaiwo ijambanja. Unotofanira kunge uine mahameno kuti uine kana kungoti demonstration zvayo yekuti hatina kufarira zvaitwa nemapurisa. Sorry,
All right. Okay. Wakuyenda. All right, thanks, Siso. Okay, sorry guys, I just want to check Dr. School Murikwere. Are you there? Just checking if you're there.
Going on,
Okay.
not inbox yakwenda kutumira message kuinbox or notaris. That's how inbox ndakutumira message.
Yeah, I sent it to you. Did you see it?
And then man notaris. Uzada kushanda. Okay, mukoma aba indeta nchibvunza mubvunzo tinzwisise. Alright. Tredambudziko isusu vanhu rekuti pafa munhu chembere iripo musha ndeinonongedzerwa nzi yadya mwana ane muri kuona hameno kana muri kunzwisa shona pakafa mwana kana mungave mumusha totanga kuenda kun'anga taenda kun'anga hapashayikwa anonzi auraya. So on this process tine FAZ ndiyo chembere irimo musha medu iri kunzi yauraya. Saka ndinoda kubvunza mubvunzo uri pakuti FAZ ndiyo yadya kachechaka here? Ndo mubvunzo watiri kunzvenga vanhu. So mungaona
ndosaka ndatanga ndati in this case handisi kuziva kuti chaitika chii, but logically, this is why I said logically kwandiri it doesn't make sense kundifungidzire kuti CCC yanga ichiisa madouble candidates. I mean I cannot see the logic. Ndosaka ndati dai ZANU-PF ini kana 1 or 2 ndaiti maybe this one is a common mistake. Why is ZANU-PF not having any of the problems we're having? Is it because they are so organized? Yet we know the CIO, CID, soldier, all these secret agencies and the systems of government, and we know that these are killers. These are people that will try to stop you, and you are trying to exonerate them at this point. After all these years, you want to exonerate them today and just blame the new kid? Of course, maybe there's a mistake that's happened, but maybe dangairi constituents one cannot what mechete kana mairi matatu ndaingoti ndofunga ndezvevanhu vangoita mistake, but you can't have a repeated you can't have that repetition all over the place after it happened before. Tatombotozvigadzirisa takadai taisa systems, then that this happens again, and then you guys are trying to play you're trying to play the devil's advocate. I cannot be the devil's advocate. Ndakatarisa ZANU-PF. I would chero kwavachindiudza kuti ZANU-PF yadaiwa, I have to believe you nyange ndisingakuzivi. I must believe you first and then exonerate the devil later. And it will not. ZANU-PF is the devil, and there is no two ways about that. I will not mince my words. I will not hide. That is my name. Mnangagwa is a criminal. Chiwenga is a criminal. And that is true. And I cannot move from that position until things have changed. This is true. Apana anwe achitaura zvaandautaura achifungira kuti zvichachinja what's there now. These are criminals, and we all know it. 20,000 dead in Matabeleland, and today that issue is not addressed. And today we want to exonerate these guys? Nah. It's not going to happen. I will never do that.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Right, we have quite a number of speakers here, so guys, please do bear with me. I believe Munangate and Padare, please come through. Go ahead, and then we'll go to Oliver because I asked him a question earlier, and then we'll go to the next speakers. Go ahead, Padare.
Hey, Bozalani, yeah, interesting questions here. You know, whenever you do something and you implement something for your own practice, you do not use another company's position as a benchmark. You do your own analysis according to why you brought that point into your company or organization. We know very well what is the reason why this ambiguities, whatever it is that they want to call it, was brought in was to reduce or minimize the risk of having double candidates. So you use that benchmark from where you started from, which was Chamisa's MDCA. So that's what you need to be saying to yourself. Are the people, was this a better tool? How many double candidates did Chamisa have in 2018 versus now? And then you look at that and say to yourself, did the tool really function in minimizing or reducing the numbers of double candidates within your institution? And that's how you measure it. That's how you measure it. And then what's fascinating is the trigger happy of the juniors or the people that are running CCC. People who are running CCC right now. You see, this is the. Chelani, can I be excused? Just a second. I need to just take this call. Second, please, please.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. We'll go to Oliver. Okay. Oliver, please come through and then we'll hear from Padare as soon as he's available. I know I asked you a bit of a tricky question.
You asked me a question,
Identity.
and you know what, my sister? This one, I don't have an answer for this one. I don't know. I don't know. But I just wanted to try and ask Mkoma Dr. Skumi a small question. Even my assessments are, because I'm hearing the Padare as usual. I don't know if he is saying he is applauding Chamisa out, maybe the issue of double candidates, especially from 2018 to 2019 to this election year 2023. I don't know if he sees it as an improvement. I don't know what he was trying to say there, because he didn't say Chamisa actually improved on the issue of double candidates, especially in this year, because it's not a normal thing. Let's say he is trying to say it as if it's a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. That's the thing. Even back then in 2018, whatever he's saying, it's not a normal thing. It's not a normal practice. So for do you think, in fact, do you think it's Triple C that did it? If you are saying it's a mistake, and the thing is here, what we have to understand is ZANU-PF really wanted Harare. They want Harare, and the majority of all these shenanigans were done in Harare. And if you listen to the likes of Changwa, the Payanga Itara, that's why they were targeting Epwith, what was one Zuma title, this effects. ZANU-PF wants to reclaim Harare. That's what they want. And this whole thing, does he really think it's a mistake in Triple C? Do you think it's a mistake in Triple C that they fielded more than 15 candidates, double candidates in Harare?
Okay, 1 second. Thank you, Oliver, for that. Padare, I don't know if it means put your back since your hand is raised up, but 1 second.
Yeah,
okay, 1 second. Both of you, Oliver, 1 second. Can you mute your mic? There's something I'm going to throw in here. Because I don't believe there are systems, even the amount of systems you can have, the Apana system, 100% is nama faults. Things can happen. Now, I want to throw something looking at the tweet yaka that was tweeted. This was the 21st of June by a councillor with Triple C Anonzi G. Mutukubi. He says, thank you, Chiredzi West citizens, for your support in the CCC Zimbabwe candidate selection process. Though I emerged as a leading parliamentary candidate, I, however, failed to make it onto the official party list. Let's all support the preferred CC candidates and big win. And I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, what is going there? Can it also not be? I understand Triple C Noti. Yes, even though you would have won Kwakati, there were other sort of selection processes that had to take place. Perhaps ndizvakaitikawo kuna kansela ivavo kana kutiwo zvesvo kansela havana kusarudza on the official list because pane vakasarudza vanhu vavo. That's also something to think about. So if you think of it like that, can we say without a shadow of a doubt kuti hapana vanhu vari aggrieved ivavo ma-candidates, ma-aspiring candidates? Can we say with all certainty that there are no aggrieved candidates with the process yakaitwa? Because everyone seems to want to, or the predominant Triple C people want to paint a picture as if the process inofarirwa nemunhu wese. Hapana process ingafarirwa ne-everyone. So there might be a possibility where people vari aggrieved kuti handina kusarudzwa kana kuti ndakachichi went and put their own papers, vakaforge their own papers. Is that not also a possibility? What I don't understand is why all blame is put on one institution and Triple C comes out smelling like roses. I find that very hard to believe. So this is something I'm throwing in there for us to get the discussion moving. This is my thoughts, Ango Foot. You know me, I say it like it is. This is Citizen Speak Out, where there's no persecution, no fear of anything here. So also, citizens, as you're joining, please feel free to request the mic and speak your mind. No one will attack you. You will be protected. Over to you, Padare. Please go ahead.
Yeah, you've kind of summed it all up. What is all You see, you cannot judge this beyond anything. You know, Chamisa himself actually said when the ZANU-PF primaries went on in the big numbers they were, he said, and these are his words, which were recorded on recording right now. The people who are voting in ZANU-PF are our people. We told them we don't vote those numbers. So if Chamisa can have people, his people vote in a ZANU-PF primary, and he claims, what makes you think that other people will not be able to infiltrate you? I'm just saying, just a food for thought for you. Iwewe kana uchizwa iwewe vanhu vari ndiri kuitira vanhu zvakati, do you think iwewe mwana havana that capability here yekudaro? But the most important thing, Selani, is when you implement something in order to reduce something, you have to make it work. So then you have to walk it through. How did you do it? They told us they are going to be ambiguous about their play, right? But then they moved on to right on the spot of the day. So in really looking at it from a strategic point, or from whatever you want to call me, at which level, the grievance process, man, because remember, it's a competition. Everyone who's put their name forward has worked so hard within the community to get to where they want to get that nomination in order for them. And remember, what comes up, people come into jobs for many reasons. There's a notion that people just come because they want to bring change to people. Majority of the time when people get into a position, they are getting it because they want to be better themselves. In bettering themselves, they can sit down and be part of a vehicle that brings better change to others. And that's the fundamental drive in most people. Most people, that's the fundamental drive. Even Bill Gates, when he goes on, I'm creating a vaccine, it's not that because he loves people. He wants to make money, and then in making money by actually enhancing the lives of people. That's how it is. Whether you go to Tesla, whether you go to anybody, even kana Bible, akacreate munhu, not because anga achimuda, aimuda kuti munhu iye amunamata, agoita. We have to say to ourselves, these individuals have a right to get to where they wanted to get to. But what the issue is here is the conflict resolution process that was not set forward. Because you know, 24 hours before the timeline, yekuti zodha kubva kuti ndatadzirwa ndodei, ndobva ndabuda kuti actually zita rako harisisipo. What is it that I've worked so hard? Ndongomira here ndongoti mazi nini tora kwaiwo chinzvimbo ichocho. And yet you are in the eve of you becoming a councillor because you are loved in that area. How? You see, what politicians don't tell you is, even at senior level, as MPs, these political parties, from opposition parties, I'm telling you, it's strategic. They actually get to that point, my big politicians, which people don't know. Want to talk around, wototengana kuti ichitaurira vanhu vako iwewe vavhotere nhingi. So where was that process given for people kuti anzwisise kuti no, the political party's vision and what he thinks kuti so then people love him and the drive the political party has are not in line, but they will use maybe that individual to support others. They never had that conversation. None of them have had that conversation. They debrief kuti not akukubvisa because of this. We are told to do a list. And what's fascinating is the interview, Selani. If you listen to the interview that FAZ had said, that is an incriminating interview. You know, the biggest problem at we listen, they tell buzzwords during their narration. But the narration of a politician is not important, Selani, and you have seen it, and you're one person who always calls for accountability, and I love that. The accountability point, Selani, is not in the presentation, it's in the questioning. So when FAZ finished their presentation and telling people what they are rehearsing here, that didn't matter. All that stuff didn't matter. It is the questioning that matters. Where FAZ is saying,
Salani, can you share the time of speaking? We can't just listen to one person here.
Okay, I know.
He's about to land, but let's be fair. Some other speakers were speaking one. Amana guys, plus at time frame.
It is okay. it is okay. If you fear the mind, you always be a subject of that mind. But let me just go to this. Let me just say this. Fazai Maher said, we know the people and we spoke to them. We told them what to do and we dealt with them in that. I've posted the videos. Fazai Maher acknowledging knowing these people, and they went there and she actually said, the political party, if it chooses someone else, then you cannot then put your name forward to this. So she knows that these people who they are. She acknowledged that she knows some of these people who have done that. The classic one, even Freddy. Freddy actually wrote everything on the timeline. Yake. You cannot blame. Yes, you might say this infiltration. I would love to have, if there was people who actually infiltrated a system, it's so secretive. To me, from a security point of view, because it's a test of my of leadership. Because I want to know, are you that good in creating a system that is robust? Can I will you be able to protect our country? So to me, I judge it differently. I don't judge my feelings. I judge it differently because security, that's how I vote. Moment I don't vote out
Padare. Chita Kilenda.
Yeah. So to me, it's actually a critical point. You go notice, Saka, are you that good in your structure, organization, and articulation, and building a transparent system that can resolve people's problems, conflict resolution, hold people to account, and reduce the mess that was presented? And Sisi didn't. It didn't. Chamisa hasn't. Bye-bye.
Saka iwe Padare, borrowing your words, vanhu uri kuti vetriple C vari kunyengwa munzevere. That's just by the way. Zvakwana. Okay, guys. Yeah, for those, sorry, guys. There hasn't been a time frame that I've given, because when you begin a space, there will be few people, and so people can talk as they like. So yeah, it may look like Padari was talking longer. I allowed others to finish until they were done. So it felt fair to also allow him the same precedence. Now, I recognize that we still have speakers who haven't spoken for the first time. So I want to just continue with that stride of allowing a person to finish their points and then stop, since I've been doing it with the other speakers. I do apologize if it means we'll take longer, but obviously I won't allow someone to go on for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, no. But please, those who will be speaking, take cognizance of there being other speakers as well. But I in the first round, I want people to feel free. And then afterwards, we can start putting a time frame. I hope that's okay. Munukwaye, you went up next. Please take it away, my brother.
Sorry, Salani, ndingokupindura mubvunzo wawambobvunza. Munhu kwaye, sorry.
Iso.
Okay.
Let's hear the other.
Ndauda kuti upindurwe mubvunzo Salani is fine.
Hapana zvauri kuita ipapo. Iso, if you want kundipindura, you can wait, because tine amwe ma-speakers asati ataura. Iwewe munhu, if you want to forfeit, so iwe munhu, if you want to forfeit your time to speak, I can go to the next speaker.
All right, it's fine.
All right. Iso, you have to wait, please. We have got people who haven't spoken yet. Go ahead, Munu.
Right. Ndogara ndichitaura hangu kuti tinofarira kuargua from a position of ignorance. Kubvira zvakatanga kunzi triple C candidate selection.
Yes, sure. What happened? Muna, oh, okay. Wait, guys. I'm not sure what happened there. Let me try to find Munu.
Why don't need some Munu boss?
No. I tell you if I do so, and my co-host is also saying he hasn't. Maybe it's a network on his side.
Maybe. Oh, okay.
Where is he? But I can't see him. Iwe mwenza usada kuunza nyaya dzimwe. Iwe mwenza, don't even try it. Right. Where is Muna? I can't even see him on the space. Hold on a second.
Okay, we move on, guys. Let's try kuti tite conversation yekuti atirwe pachedu. hatinetsane semazimbabweans, hatimbozama kuita semazimbabweans anongotaura zvinhu on a normal way without insulting anyone, without insulting, kana hatida kuti tiinsult kana tizoti uyu ndinhinga akazodai. Let's just talk as citizen. Kuitira kuti ndakashayawo sauti ndogona kuenda kumba kwako padare, ndakashaya sauti ndogona kuenda kumba kwani. So let's do something chiri different mamwe maspace ekuti tozopedzera takutukana takudzana mazita. Hatauri sezvazviri, kana uri apa pakatadza, kana usingaziye wobvunza. Hazvirevi kuti unogona uri musisi unoziva zvose, hazvirevi kuti uri muzano unoziva zvose. Padare hazvirevi kuti unoziva information yese yezano pavanoba nepavasingade. So pausingaziye bvunza woziva pana, handiti? So tikukumbirawo kuti titaru totaura tonzwanana, handiti? Tochengetedza time kuti tese tikwanise kutaura tisingatukani. Wachaona achituka vamwe tinodonedza, please. One, hatuda mawedzi ekuti mutengesi, hatuda mawedzi ekuti uyu mutengesi, uyu akazodai, uyu chii murakashi. No, we are all citizens. So hapana ari kunzi mutengesi, hakuna ari kunzi murakashi, hakuna ari kunzi chii, we are all citizens. But hatitaure zvinhu zvinovaka mumweri kuti Zimbabwe iende mberi. Zimbabwe taiparadza tega nepamusana, we call each other names. Patenda hangu, who is next?
Ndini ndokutaura.
Munhu, can you just confirm kuti hauna kudropwa, because mwenza anga kutoda kuti tafani panapa. Can you just confirm?
Mwenza ndiri kumuziva Salani ndo
mwenza haupataure pano munhu.
Anobva anoposta 50 times achiti you dropped me. Saka
watanga. Go ahead, my brother.
All right, it's fine. Ini hangu ndinoti always pamaspaces panapa kubvira zvakatanga kunzi candidate selection process yeCCC iri kufamba sei, ndogara ndichisignposta vanhu every time ndinoatacha process yacho is there on paper, it's written. Ndaatacha futi nhasi kune vasinganzwisise, because vamwe vanotaura kuti hakuna way yekusolva magrievances, hakuna chii. All those things are listed in that, and it's available as a public document. Rekuti mukatorigoogle futi unoriwana document iroro.
Yeah, right.
So vanhu,
hold on, my brother. Okay, thank you. Inini nhasika ndaita good girl. Nditori neka-iPad kangu kakatoripo kekuti ndichatenda pachui chacho chautaura. Let's walk together here. As much as you're saying kuti pane, it's stipulated there's a document which tells you how the process runs. Let's not forget that CCC names of candidates and whatnot were secretive. They were held. No one knew about them. And to the last minute, even Uchiti, there was a complaints method. How was that complaints method going to be conducted? Yet the names took forever to come. They literally were not even announced. I remember there's a presser where Advocate Nelson Chamisa was being asked about the list, and he said the list is there. We've given it to the whatchamacallit. So you understand what I mean? So at what point do you then make a statement, Yekuti, there was a complaints procedure? Because I feel like you're not being honest, with all due respect.
No, I'm being honest. Mukatoverenga document munoona that I'm being honest. So this process yaiti every stage kana uine iwewe problem yako, ine issue yako yauinayo iwewe paselection, unobva watoreza issue yako ipapo yobva yatogadzirwa. Hazvina zvekuzonzi uchazoreza issue yako iwewe.
You still haven't responded to what I've said, Mono, please. Ngati batsirane panapa. You still haven't responded to what I said, because the names were not being given out. So are you saying kuti vanhu vakapiwa? Because kana list yaitotadza kupiwa, even my journalist yakapiwa nani? No, wait. Yes, I hear you, my brother.
The list was not for you. The list was not for you.
Kansela weChiredzi West ari kutotaura kuti ndakawina uku, but pa official ningiriki my name was not there.
Chirega yakandikutsanangurirei nayatete.
Feel free.
Kansela weChiredzi West uyu akangofanana naMakamu kana kuti naFreddy, wekuti palast process ndiye akawana more support. More support iyi isupport yekuti wewe manifesto yako yawapresenta kuvanhu yafadza vanhu vakawanda here kana kuti yafadza vanhu vashoma. So you were going there palast stage wochiita presentation pavanhu. Vanhu obva vati presentation yabiti ndo iri kutapira. Not kuti kana yo biti presentation yake yatapira zvoreva kuti dzimwe 3 stages idzi Bita anga awina. Zvese zviri on paper zviripo apo. So because vanhu takajaira maprimary elections ekuti anongonzi verenganai Salani ndiye ane vanhu 200 uye ane vanhu 300 tobva tatoti Salani ane vanhu 300 ndiye atowina. These were not primary elections. Ndo issue iripo. Saka mastages ese aya aibatanizwa, aiscorewa, obatanidza ozonzi right munhu ane highest score uyu ndinhingi. Zvobva zvachimira zvakadaro. Kusaziva macandidates kwamuri kutaura kwekunzi strategic ambiguity, it wasn't for the candidates. The candidates themselves signed up for this and they knew what was happening and they are bound by the results a system yavakasigna up for. Vaitoziva macandidates akasigna up, but because munhu abva kure kwesoka achiparticipata akazosvika akanzi manifesto yake yafaya yadiwa nevanhu vakawanda, kazhinji kacho munhu aibva afunga kuti saka inini zvangu zvatoita, but everyone knew kuti kubvira kwekutanga kusvika kwekupedzisira mamarks aiita achigadziriswa. Ndosaka kwakaanaunswa dzimwe nzvimbo dzine munhu 1 because anenge ari unchallenged, dzimwe dzine vanhu 2, vanhu 2 ivavo ndo vanenge vaenda through the process yese 4 stages kusvika kwekupedzisira. Dzimwe nzvimbo dzine vanhu 4. Ndobva maudzwa imimi kunzi right, presentation yedu iyi, report yedu iyi yabva kuSISP takuchipa kuCNA ndo yakuchiita decision yekuti mafinal candidates edu ndivanani. Saka decision iyoyo kwayaizobva kwekupedzisira munhu wese angari involved aikukuziva. Imimi ndimi maibatwa nestrategic ambiguity because you were not supposed to know kuti macandidates ndeanani kana chii, but varidzi vemusystem vanga vapinda into this, they knew exactly what was happening. Panyaya
Right. So
yes.
pakuziva what was happening, nyaya yekuti muri kunditaudza kuti everyone hapana kana panoshaya munhu anoita disgruntled, like because that was my point yekuti munhu akaita a disgruntled, is that not also a person who can, or who's a person who then decides kuti okay ndakambobvumirana neprocess yavaitaura, now that ndaona kuti inini hazvina kundishandira, I'm disgruntled, I'm also going to put in my papers. Can that also not be a scenario? Because it seems vanhu imimi muri kuda ku-attribute blame to one institution and not also look at other avenues in which you can actually have vanhu vasiri kufara. Let me give you an example. Pane video yaLynette Sibanda. Pane Lynette Sibanda.
Ndotofunga kuti Freddy was not happy ne-system.
Oh yeah, not just
then
Freddy.
Decided. This is my personal opinion. Ndofunga kuti Freddy was not happy ne-result because you could see kuti Freddy aifara pa-social media achiratidza kuti zvinhu zvaita achifunga kuti this time ndakunoita member of parliament, because kana uri muconstituency iyaiya ukanzi watomira uri munhu weCCC zveshowa for the next 5 years uri member of parliament, hapana zvatomboda kunyeberana because ndo trend yacho iyoyo. Saka aitozviziva kuti pandiri panapa inini most likely ndatoo member of parliament. Saka kuzochuzwa kwemumwe munhu, maybe Freddy thought kuti munhu achuzwa uyuyu inini hangu I'm better than that. But then
statement yako haisi kuenderana nezvimatweet zvapo zvapostwa naFreddy, as much as you may think that.
No.
Hazvisi kuenderana nefact yekuti munhu ari kutaura kuti ndakafonerwa ndikandiendesa mapepa zvikanzi what you've been voted what. So where do we go there?
Salani.
Sorry, who's calling my name? Jeff Chimbomira uri mkyusha. Chimbomira, hold on please. Chimbomira, please, Jeff, mute your mic.
Yes.
Muno, you're also not being fair because you can't.
I'm mudauti nditi chiapa Madam Salani.
All I'm saying is I heard what you're saying kuti pandataura kuti pane gona pane vari disgruntled. I'm surprised kuti muri kumentiona ye Freddy because Freddy even though ari kutwitter
opinion yangu inini. Okay. In my opinion, I think Freddy is one of those very disgruntled, and then I can go on and explain kuti why.
Okay, inini ndikutaura wakamunzwa here anonzi Lynette Sibanda ane video yake.
ane video yekuti hanzi pachuzwa vana vadiki and whatnot zvikazodii.
Yeah, that's a disgruntled someone as well, isn't it?
Exactly. And
Okay.
abhaenda kunoita independent candidate.
Salani.
Okay. So
Yes.
wait,
Salani.
Jeff, please. Jeff, please. No, you can talk
Jeff kana
later.
usina data chimbobuda wozodzoka panguva yekuti unongosvika uchisikotaura.
No, Padare, there are other people who are actually been waiting a long time to speak and they're very patient. So for Jeff to just think he can use that as a reason, it's not going to work. Please, you can come back later. Sorry, apologies to others who are waiting. But Munu, just to wrap it up for the others, you have already given me now a point which you are agreeing kuti pantori nevanhu vari disgruntled and vanogona vari. So is it too far-fetched kutaura kuti vakaloja maui avo ega vakafojawo pamwe mazita kana kuti vakaita zvavaitawo kuti vange vachizopedzisira vamadouble candidate? Is that not also something chinokwanisa chiri a reason for what's happened here instead of all blame being attributed to FAZ?
Maybe muri kutadza kunzwisisa definition ye-double candidate. Maybe ndo pangu pane problem. Zviri kuitika panapa ndezvekuti wapedza iwo process waibva wazofonerwa kunzi mari yako iri ready here yakakwana here. Vamwe vaibva vati tine RTGS zvobva zvanzi hatisi kuda munhu ari kunobhadhara neRTGS because pane risk yekuti zvinhu zvinogona kuzonetsa, tokuda ma-US dollars chete. And kungoti zvangu handingazoshare ma-issues akadaro zvangu panapa, but kune vamwe vanhu vekuti mari dzavo dzaisatokwana vakabatsirwa kubhadhara nepati, vanhu vaive nemari yavo yakakwana vakabhadhara nepati. Saka iprocess yese iyoyo inenge ichifambwa nayo. Zvinosalani iwewe kana hakuna process ine munhu asingaite disgruntled. The most important thing kuti kana usina kuselectwa iwewe, you have submitted yourself to the system, zvobva zvakurambira, wakuziva kuti hausiriwe. If you then go on and submit your papers, you are not a party representative because you need to be signed off by the party yakuselecta iwewe, ndoinokuisira signature yoti right, iwewe nhingi nanhingi Salani ndori kumira paSt Mary's, Zector Doctor School vari kuZengezi, mubva mawirirana kuti mari yako yakakwana here, mari yangu haina kukwana, ubva wawedzerwa mari. Kana usina, kana wangoina RTGS, ubva wanzi RTGS yako ichiendesa kucampaign, iwewe takuchikubhadharira ne-US dollar, ubva mabhadhara ma-US dollar enyu, ndiwe manje party candidate. Whoever anozouya haachatosiri party candidate. Ndosaka ari kunzi iwe wakaiona upi signature isi tisina kukusainira, because kuti urepresent a party unofanira kunge wasainirwa. Munhu anenge lineage ka ari kuti havazounza vana vadiki vakazodii, anogona kunge akatokundwa pasection chaiyo yechikoro chaiyo kuprovida CV rake, education yake yoramba kubatana. Kwanga kuchidiwa vanhu vane ma-O-level, maigara muchishora muchiti muri kungoselecta vanhu vasingagone kunyora, ndosaka makanso asiri kufamba, ndosaka chii. Saka all those things zvakagadziriswa. Kana kwazoiva vafana vane ma-22 years zvavo vane tumadegree twavo vari kuratidza kuti zvinhu zvavo zvinenge zvine order, please, toziva zvinorwadza. Mune makabva kuMDC, makabva kupi, munostaura kuti aiwa takabva kure nepati, but pati iri kuda kutsvaga zvinhu zvinofambira mberi. Saka I'm sorry zvangu, ina handida hangu kuti zvinhu ndezveFAZ kana ndezvechii. Anyone else asina kuendoswa nepati haasi candidate yepati, ndo madouble candidate atiri kunzi ngaabve.
Okay, and to confirm, pamunoti party since pasina ma-position nema-structure, ndivani vanoconsidwa party yacho? Who are the main players who make this decision?
Ndosaka ndati Salani, it's not the first time.
You know kuti ndinovhunza sha, usanditsamwire.
Handikutsamwira.
Who make up the party, please? Who make up the party?
Handidi kukunyebera. Anyone ane nguva yekuverenga ndaatacha document riri apo, ndorinokuudza kuti who is a member of CCC, ndorinokuudza kuti who is responsible for nominating a candidate, ndorinotokuratidza kuti kune register remembership. Imimi kana musingazivi, hazvirevi kuti zvinhu zvamusingazivi hazviexiste. Get that.
Okay, Munu.
Yes,
No
thank you.
problem. In my closing remark, I'll say, don't always be fooled by what's written and think kuti zvakanyorwa, ndizvo zvichatedzwa. Let me give you an example. Hold on.
Ukaverenga chinhu
Chimbomira.
ichocho
You are too, the way you are too whatever in a document iri kutondityisa, because in even mumabasa chaimo nyangwe pakaiswa ma-stipulation, there are people who err. That's why pane ma-disciplinary committees and whatnot. Nyangwe document uchiti yaka outlinewa zvakanaka, it's very straightforward. It does not mean that people, everyone will do zvinenge zvichitaurwa mudocument imomo. And for you to then run muchingoti everything zvakanyorwa ndizvaitwa, I find that very sort of ameno zvazvingori so. But anyway, it is what it is.
Munobvunza mubvunzo musingade maanswer.
No, you don't like the answer, the questions we're asking. And yo munu, she will stop that. Because wambotanga uchiti vamwe vanhu muri ignorant. I mean, those type of statements, we're here to speak about issues. We're here to ask questions. So even when you say we ask, but it is singade kuziva, I don't understand why there's a need for that. No one should feel afraid to ask questions here. No one should feel afraid to even question things here. You know how I roll. So, having said that, Chumbogare Papo, have a bit of a cup of tea. Let's go to the next speaker. I'm trying to be fair here. Munu is a triple C, so let's hear from someone else. Taxi driver, you are next. Mwenza, wako host, so you can talk whenever you feel you want to talk. Okay, taxi driver, please come through. Sorry, taxi driver, you're unmuted now. Oh, no. If you are talking, we can't hear you. I'm going to have to go to the next person if I don't hear from you. Okay. Bento, take up that place because, yeah, you guys are kind of think the same. And then we'll go to the next speaker. Bento, come through.
Thank you, Salani, and school and everyone who's here. Nanchiterera hangu about mwendaza achitaura ndimwendaza umunhu ataura about a system. A system
twins, Saka, sometimes you confuse them.
Okay, both of them. A system inogona kunge iripo iri documented ichitori ne-flow chart yakanaka but isusu tozoreviewa. Actually tinomboita preview tozoreviewa. A system inozoonekwa kunaka. I'm talking.
Oh, sorry, Bento arikutaura. Kumi, you can't hear him.
Yeah, it's kumunzwa.
Oh, okay. Right. Let me add you back. Is that okay? Regantiku Bisepa, and then I'll add you back.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Bento. Sorry, my co-host couldn't hear you.
I was saying he's talking about a system well documented and the flow chart actually kuonekwa, but tinoita preview tozoita review system and the review yacho tichitarisa results acho and takaona chaos. You see, takaona kuti hapana transparency and accountability yakanzi naGorbachev yakanzi Glassnode and Perestroika panga pasina. And this is not good for you guys. Muda convince the rest of Zimbabwe that we are the panacea of Zimbabwe. But with that kind of chaos, vanhu vanotanga kuvhunza kuti vanhu vanotadza kunominata vanhu sure a simple process pati yakazara malawyer udero. Dei yanga isiri zeki safe doing blawayo. Imagine dei yanga iri ZANU iri kutadza kufaila manominations ayo kusvika kuna trophy AM. Maitotuma vanhu ikoko kunodisrupta muchipenga. But zapo zeki yakatokusave hai. So we begin to ask, seriously, can Chamisa be, is he fit for purpose? Because we are saying we need a new generation. Madhara madhara zvanoita anogoziva zvekuMozambique nehondo nekudai, so taugara